Welcome back to News Channel 9 at 6. 418 service members died in Afghanistan in 2011. It was the second deadliest year of the 12-year war there.
And one of those killed in combat was Sergeant Ed Kohler from Ringgold. In tonight's The Price of Freedom, Josh Rowe has the story of a family still trying to deal with that loss.
Kim and Calvin, when a military member dies in combat, we typically see an outpouring of support for the family. But most of the time, the visits, the phone calls do slow down at some point. But the pain and the feelings of loss, they don't just go away.
Yeah, I got that before he left. It was just my husband is my hero.
Cheryl's husband, Sergeant Ed Kohler, was in a combat convoy in Afghanistan when the vehicle he was in hit an IED. Friday of last week marked 2 years since Cheryl Kohler got that knock at her door.
And I didn't go to the door the first 2 times they knocked. The third time they called me on my phone and said they were prepared to wait, and I said, then wait, because I knew what they wanted. And
it was the last thing she wanted to hear. She had lived with the fear for a long time. This was Sergeant Kohler's 4th deployment. He was only 5 months away from retirement. She knew something was wrong before those men showed up at her house.
When you're a military spouse, you learn really quick when things are blacked out, because there's no soldiers on the computer. There's no soldiers on Skype. There's no soldiers on Facebook. So I knew something was wrong. So I was sick as a dog all day. I just felt it in my gut.
It changed Cheryl's life forever. 2 years later, her memories of what happened still very clear.
All the soldiers that were on this mission, they started calling me immediately, telling me, you know, what had happened.
Ed Kohler was a hero at war, but he was also a hero at home.
In the unit, he was like the father figure to a lot of young kids that were just their first deployments and stuff, you know, trying to keep their head on level and give them confidence, you know. And I guess more than anything, he came into our life and he loved a child that wasn't his from day one, you know, and he treated her like he had been there the day she was born.
To me now, it's harder for me because when I found out, I had to be the strong one in my family. I couldn't afford to be the one that broke down, and I had to take care of my mom.
This family is a Gold Star family. That means a loved one was killed in action. Cheryl says now what she wants is to help other Gold Star families and other veterans, but she also wants to see more people getting involved.
Are you helping somebody's deployed family? Are you cutting the grass? Are you offering to watch the kids?
She's been there. She's been the Army wife. In her eyes, 2 years after her husband was killed, she still is. But the heartbreaking difference is her soldier didn't make it home.
What's sad is there's thousands of us that are our story. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
According to the website iCasualties.org, more U.S. service members were killed in 2010 than in any other year of the war in Afghanistan. 2010, 2011, the only years where more than 400 people were killed. Since 2001, 2,255 U.S. service members have been killed in Afghanistan. Calvin.
Josh, our troops are not the only ones that are being killed in Afghanistan. How many other lives have been lost?
If you add all the coalition forces, it's upwards of 3,400. But if you figure that out, that means that 67% of the people killed in Afghanistan were Americans. That number triples if you add in all the casualties in Iraq.
That's a sobering amount.
No doubt about that.
Makes you think about it.